Hey everybody, so Wall Street is about ready to open in about 3 or 4 minutes, and gold is sinking like a brick. After the massive gap up earlier in the start of the day, start of the week, on the second day of March 2026, then we saw Tokyo pushed it down, then they started pushing back up. We had an all-time high today of 54.19. It started at 52.81. So about $140 move during the day. And then London just went kind of sideways. But now the US market is open and it's starting to push the price down. Where are they going? Well, where do they need to go to grab the liquidity? That's the Asian low. And that yellow line there, it's the Asian low, and it's also the previous day high from yesterday. Now, it might not go all the way down there. It looks like it wants to. We're moving pretty fast. Already we've seen a drop here from 58, 53.76 all the way down to 53.07. We already seen a $70 drop just a little over 10 minutes, 700 pips in a little over 10 minutes. Unbelievable the moves gold is making today. Wow. So just getting ready for Wall Street to open. We do have some high impact news coming 30 minutes after Wall Street opens. But I don't think the high impact news will have much of an impact, a very short term impact, maybe a knee jerk reaction. It's the PMI, the manufacturing data, and we'll see on forexfactory.com. It's only one item, the PMI, but on investing.com, it's three items: manufacturing prices, manufacturing PMI for February, and then the global manufacturing PMI for February. Oh, I got rid of my screen. Let me share that again. Didn't mean to do. There we go. Now you can see the investing.com. We got these three items coming out. Oh, one of them's coming out in 15 minutes, and then two of them in 30 minutes. So we'll see. I don't think this is going to have a long-term impact on the movement of gold or anything. It'll just be a knee-jerk reaction. but we do need to pay attention to it. Did I get rid of my chart again? My goodness. What's going on here with this streaming software? Well, I'm back on that one. I don't want to be on that one. I want to share the chart. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Normally it's fairly smooth at changing between the tabs here on the browser. And there we are with gold. What we've got here is resistance. This orange line that you see up there at 54.19. And then we've got various support levels that I've marked throughout the day. You see support here. It was resistance, became support. And over here the same. It was resistance, became support. And then also down in here, it was resistance, became support. So various support and resistance lines. Could probably put another one right in there. Our next support level here, where we've already touched that one. Now it's coming back down to retest that, and then probably take out the previous day high and the Asian low. They are the same number. Previous day high and the Asian low. So take that out, maybe drop a little bit below that. And this is where the liquidity pool is sitting. This is where all the stop losses and pending orders are. And this is where the institution to go to grab that liquidity and then probably take gold to higher prices during the beginning of this session. And Wall Street's been open now for 2 minutes. I'm not seeing too much yet. That's normal. Sometimes we get a big gap. You look over here at oil. Oil has gone to $72. Huge move on oil today. We'll just look at that chart real quick. Yeah, it kind of didn't do much during the London session, but then it took off, got up to about 72, nearly $73. And we had a gap up this morning on oil, came down a little bit. Now it's probably going to higher prices, maybe $80. Maybe not today, but depends on how things turn out in the Middle East. If the situation continues to escalate, then gold will certainly go to higher prices. Some of the big analysts like JP Morgan and those guys, they're forecasting $100 a barrel. But of course, that if they don't resolve the situation, so here we are hitting our support level again. Our first support level before we get down to the low. I wonder if I put my glasses on, that will help a little bit. I just took out my contact lens, and so everything's a little bit blurry. Oh, that's even worse. Okay, I can squint a little bit. I can see the chart. I can see the big red candle, the big ass candle here, and then getting another big red candle. Still got another 10 minutes to go on this one. They're hesitating a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it looks like they want to take out the Asian low. The Asian low and the previous day high from yesterday. If you tuned in and you're following, let me know where you're watching from. If you've got any questions or inquiries, let me know where you're watching from. And are you trading gold? Do you have a trade open? I had a couple of trades in here this morning. I tried to buy on this candle here. I thought I was getting in at a low price, and then the big players, they had other ideas. They kept pushing it down, so I got stopped out early this morning. But then I got back in over here, with a good buy trade somewhere right in here, and then took that profit up in here. So made up for these losses. Had two small trades, and both ended up with a stop loss being hit. Took a slightly bigger trade. This was looking good, looking very bullish. So I took a slightly bigger trade and made up for both of these losses. And I did not trade during the London session. I don't usually trade during the London session. I see a lot of this in the London session. It just, it doesn't do much. It goes sideways. It sometimes comes down, goes back up. There's no clear direction. At least that's my experience. I like the Asian session. It's nice and slow, and usually you can get a good trade. And of course, the New York session is much faster, but you got to be careful with your entry. I would like to buy. I'm looking for an opportunity to buy gold. Gold is bullish on the 4-hour chart and bullish on the day chart. And with this geopolitical situation in the Middle East, gold is bullish. Gold is definitely bullish. So I'm just looking for an opportunity to buy. Now we're starting to get a move back up. Looks like it's possible. And we only just came down to this support level, which was 5307. Let's see if that's going to work out. We've got a double double long wick here, two long wicks. If you're going to go long now, put your stop loss below the wick, below the support level at 52.99 would be a good place. If you just tuned in, let me know where you're watching from. We're looking at gold on the 15-minute time frame. And it looks like it might be making its move back up now. Gold is definitely bullish, but all we saw here was a liquidity sweep. Now they head to higher prices. Maybe when the news comes out, we might see a bit of a drop here momentarily. If the news is bad for the, or if the news is good for the U.S. economy, then we'll see probably a short-term retracement in gold. But if the news is bad for the U.S., then we'll see a continuation of the upward movement. At least that's the way it should play out. There's no guarantees. And we still got the first item of first item of the news is coming out in 4 minutes, and that is the global manufacturing PMI for February. Previous was 51 point. This is 51.2. So if there's no change, there won't be much impact. And then we have two more items in another 20 minutes. So if you're watching, just leave in the comments. Let me know if you have a trade on gold. Did you go long here? This was a good long trade. It's already in profit, depending where you took your entry, but it's already in profit. If you saw this, the first bounce off of the support line, I wouldn't have done anything there, but then certainly on the second bounce off the support line would give you confirmation that we're headed back to higher prices, at least momentarily. Now just wait a minute, just wait 2 more minutes for this news to come out, and then I will sign off as nobody is tuned in to watch. Nobody following along. That's fine. Sometimes that happens, but I really don't want to sit here and talk to myself for the next hour. So we just wait till this first news item comes out and then see what happens. And it looks like this slightly higher move has just kind of stopped. Looks like it might be waiting for the news before continuing or either dropping down. 1 minute, 15 seconds to go on that. It wouldn't surprise me actually if we came back down again and took out this previous day high and low for the day. It looked like it was going to do that, but didn't go quite that far. But everybody buying up in here, everybody's buying gold. So certainly a lot of stop losses got knocked out in here and put a lot of liquidity back into the market. Now we got another 25 seconds for the news, and we'll see what that is. I'm just looking at investing.com, and it should have come out 51.6. Oh, it's good news. It's good news. So that's bad for gold. And I'll just take a quick screenshot of that for my Telegram group. and go over and post that in Telegram. And then go back to my chart and yep, gold is coming down momentarily. And then we have more news coming in 15 minutes. Similar data, but slightly different. And that data is forecast to be lower. And the other one, one of them's forecast to be lower, one's forecast to be higher. So we could have a mixed bag on the news. If you just tuned in and you're watching, let me know where you're watching from. Are you trading gold right now? This was a good move up. If you'd have taken this trade here, now it has pulled back because of that news that just came out. But I don't think that we're going to see much impact from the news. Gold is bullish. Gold is going to go to higher prices. There's nobody that doubts that. It's just where is a good entry price? Where is a good price to go long? Where's a good price to buy? This morning was a good price to buy. It's still being profit even right now, and you could have made good profit if you held on to that for about 45 minutes. And then here was a good price to buy. And that one lasted even longer. That was several hours. And the London session just went sideways. But right now we don't have any clear direction for the rest of the New York session. I would say right now is a good price to go long on gold, but it's prudent to wait for this news that's coming out in another 10 minutes. And two more items of high impact news. And if they're both good, then that's going to put pressure on gold to go down. Hmm. Here we go again. If you can hear me okay, type +1 in the comment section. Let me know where you're watching from. Okay. Not really anybody tuning in tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and sign out. If you have any comments or inquiries, let me know. And if you want to reach out to me on Telegram, my ID is at Rick Ray FX, and I will reply to you. That's my main messaging service. And I'll see you again tomorrow. I'll be here for the Asian session, and that is always 8 a.m. Central China time or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So until then, I hope you have a good session wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you again next time.